2 months after I got sober, I was like just sitting around and like, oh, what do I do? And I always wanted a dog, but I wasn't responsible enough.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like I was out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning every night, drinking, getting fucked up. She was like a little Chihuahua pug. She was really cute. And I was like, oh, what's that? And she just came and sat on my lap. When I got home, I was like, oh, she's not going anywhere. She's not, you know what I mean? Like, she's staying with me.
Sleep with me, you know you should. Trust me, child, it feels so good. Bleed with me, and you'll see that I am all the things you need.
Hello, this is the Small Boat Podcast, where we expand the definition of recovery. We cover things related to drugs, sex, alcoholism, addiction, depression, grief. And today we're talking about when a pet dies while you're trying to stay sober. My guest is Jeremy Luke. He's an actor. He's a director. He's also someone I've gotten sober with, basically. When did we first meet?
When you got sober. What was that, 9 years?
Well, how long have you had right now?
I had like a little bit more than you. I was March 21st.
So you have 11 years right now or something?
10.
10.
10 and a half.
Got it. Okay. So I've got 9. So those are
I met you like right away. But it's one of those things where we kind of, you know, I didn't really know you, but I saw you it was Bliss.
There, we met at the
But you
Bliss
were at
Cafe.
the 2:30 meeting and the 4:30 meeting?
There was a place called the Bliss Cafe, which no longer exists, where it was an operating cafe where they would have AA meetings, basically 5 or 6 per day. And then during COVID, it shut down and completely disappeared. And Jeremy and I shared a sponsor for a long period of time. So we kept in touch, and then we would have dinners to celebrate each other's birthdays, things along those lines. But in the time that, and this is why I brought you on today, because I found this fascinating. In the time that I've known you in sobriety, your father's died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your friend murdered, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then recently, your dog passed away. And the only time I talked to you where you said, I don't want to be sober right now, is when your dog died, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you're not the only person that I know of who that's happened to, but because of, you know, who you are and how you carry yourself, I mean, you are pretty solid sobriety-wise, recovery-wise. And then when that happened, I was kind of shocked, but also not, because I know how much you care about dogs.
Yeah.
And this is the joke that I was making with people, was that dogs can sometimes become our higher power in some ways, right?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to hear why you're so attached to animals, and if that was something that happened while you're in sobriety.
Yeah.
And then why you think you kind of broke so hard.
Yeah.
You know? It was Boogie that died, right?
Yeah, Boogie, so like 2 months after I got sober, I basically did like a bunch of stuff, you know, when I got sober. Stuff that you're quote unquote not supposed to do, right? Like I bought a new car. I moved.
Right.
And I was very just like living a very different lifestyle. And I didn't like being home at night. I've never liked evening. I still don't, being home at night. Like not having plan, not being like, that's half the reason why I started drinking a lot, I think, is just I like the camaraderie of bar. Anyway, 2 months after I got sober, I was like just sitting around and like, oh, what do I do? And I drove to this place. I was kind of like looking at dogs because I always wanted a dog, but I wasn't responsible enough.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like I was out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning every night, drinking, getting fucked up. And then I just went in there and I was with my mom, and there was a place called Barking Bitches. It's kind of like this. Like, you know, it's like a room like this, but dogs, just like 20 dogs. And they're just like roaming around, and there's volunteers there picking up piss and shit.
Yeah.
So she just came, like, she was like a little Chihuahua pug. She was really cute. And I was like, oh, what's that? And she just came and sat on my lap. And my mom was like, and my mom's like, why don't you take this one? So I took her. And when I took her, she just sat in my lap. And I was like, you're not. When I got home, I was like, oh, she's not going anywhere. She's not, you know what I mean? Like, she's staying with me.
Right.
And then, like, a year and a half later, I mean, it was great for me because it gave me a purpose, you know,
Sure.
in some weird way. Like, I didn't have children. But I had a place to be. I had to take care of, like, all of a sudden I had to take care of my own animal.
Yeah.
And I always had animals when I was a kid.
Right.
When I was a kid, up until I was like 18, I had dogs, cats,
Yeah.
chinchilla, gerbils, hamsters, rabbits, frogs, turtles, snakes. I mean, I had a whole sugar glider.
I don't even know what that type of
It's
animal
like a
is.
flying squirrel.
Oh, well,
I
that's
had
no-
one when I was a senior in high school.
That's great. Yeah. Sugar glider.
You never heard of them?
Never.
Oh,
But when you had, and this is a thing that I am also just putting on like people who are newly sober, is just like when you get a pet too, when you feel like shit about yourself, there's no judgment from a dog, right?
that's true.
Dog
Yeah.
loves you no matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You mean the most rotten person in the world. They don't care.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, and I think that that's something that I didn't realize I needed in my life so badly until, you know, I got my dogs like 2 years into sobriety. Right.
Yeah.
Well, my first one, pizza's a little later, but, when I got, especially a rescue dog too, I think there's something different about that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to project too much, but it's just like, oh, you can rescue someone else finally. And
You could help out. It's like more of a helping. It's like these,
Yes.
you know, they're in this situation and you
Right.
can do a lot.
there's an act of service involved in
Yeah,
that
there
too,
is a
right?
bit. I think so.
Yeah, but I mean, especially just like if you're doing active service for an animal and you don't like people as much and you don't like yourself as much, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to kind of just transfer that into
Yeah.
an animal, right?
Plus coming home too. For me, it was like coming home. Like I just walked in and now all of a sudden it felt like home. Like I always felt
Yeah.
like coming to LA, not home. Like, you know, I had roommates. That was cool. But like just
Right.
you come home and there's like, oh, look at this energy. Like
Yeah.
really happy to see me, you know?
What was how long were you in LA before you got sober?
15 years,
You were in LA for 15 years before you got sober? How long have you been here?
25 years.
I guess that makes sense. I
Yeah.
could have done that math pretty
You coulda
quickly.
did
Yeah,
that.
sorry. But okay, so what was your life like pre-sobriety?
I think I went through stages, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like in my early 20s, when I first moved out here, I wasn't like a party guy
Yeah,
because I already did a lot of partying from like 15 to 22.
right.
And I was
in
doing-
Staten Island.
In
right?
Staten Island, I was
Yeah.
doing really hard drugs when I was younger and stuff like
Staten
that.
Island party promoter, club promoter.
Promoting nightclubs, going out. That was like later in my 20s, but in my my mid-teens, 15 to like 18, 19, I was doing like some
Yeah.
drugs. Like, you know, my mom's gonna watch this. I don't want. I was doing like hard drugs, not like heroin, but like
Right.
smoking. Smoking diesel. I want to say diesel dust. You know, PCP,
I don't even know what that
PCP, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Is that
going
like the
out.
squirrel glider of drugs or whatever it is? The
It's
sugar
like,
glider
it's
of
just
drugs?
like it just fries brain cells. You
Got
know?
it.
So
Yeah.
I was doing that, going to like raves and stuff like that at a young age.
Right.
And then it actually messed up I think it messed up my short-term memory because I'm like, there's parts of me that like, I just like I don't even remember where I was just going with this.
Yeah.
Where were we going with this?
Uh,
We're talking about my early sobriety.
That's right.
So then I was doing that, and then I came to LA, and I was like, I'm buckling down, right? I'm
Right.
gonna like
You
study.
came to LA to act.
I really came to LA
Okay.
to act. I was doing really good with making money, but I came to LA to act, and I came here on a mission. It was no fucking around.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't want to be here. I'm here for a purpose, and
Sure.
I just hit the ground. I went on serious offense
Right.
as far as the business goes. But I was also drinking, like I drink a 40 at night, study my lines every night, 40 or 2. It wasn't nothing that was going to like fuck me up, you know?
Oldie or like...
Well, Budweiser. Yeah. Oldie was early in my days.
Got it,
Oldie,
yeah.
Oldie.
I mean, I thought the Staten Island
was
Club
like,
thing.
I was doing a lot of drinking those days, yeah.
Okay, so you're here, you're determined to be an actor, you're drinking.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself drinking excessively? Do you see it becoming like a problem?
I moved to Hollywood. I was in the Valley for 10 years. Then I moved to Hollywood, and I had a bar which was walking distance from the house. My place. I lived in Franklin Village, and
So Birds, right?
it was called Birds.
Yeah.
Right, it's called Birds.
Okay.
It was like this neighborhood bar that I loved. I loved the camaraderie. I liked being able to walk down there and.
So
walk
all of their
home.
actors and
It's actors, a lot of out of work actors.
Right,
You know,
right.
it wasn't next door was the cool place, La Poubelle.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where
yeah.
like Sean Penn and me and my low life friends, we would just hang out at the other place.
sure.
So I just started like it just became a lot more accessible, and my career started doing well, and my friend Joey was there, and things were really good from like 2010
Right.
to 2013. But my drinking took a turn.
Yeah.
And that's when, because for a long time I was like, I'm not gonna drink hard liquor because my stepdad who raised me drank hard liquor. I was also a fun drunk.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't like starting fights. I wasn't getting weird with women. Like I was a
Right.
fun, like, party guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Is that where the nickname Turbo came from, or?
no, I just gave it to myself like when I was drunk, like in 2007.
Okay.
Well, maybe earlier,
All right.
2003.
We'll get back to that.
That's something else.
Yeah.
But during that time came the party. It was drinking. It was a lot of fun, you know. And then
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, I hit like I started bringing whiskey into the mix.
Okay.
So it's like you got to hit that level to be. I mean, you know, you got to hit a different level to be fucked up
Sure.
to get to the place you want. Beer's not going to cut it.
Right.
So I started bringing fireballs.
I love Fireball.
Yeah.
Fireballs were a very big part of my excessive drinking, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like any hour of the day, I would do them with
Really?
beer. Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. No, I was.
You were a morning drinker?
I was a guy who drank mostly because of just the flexibility of my career at that point. When I was, you know, writing and had some success blogging, and I had a lot of autonomy and freedom to kind of do what I want. And I was very public with the way I drank and the way I partied and the way I used. So that was kind of part of my personality.
Yeah.
And whenever I wanted to, I felt like I could do it. So yeah, I mean, if you're up
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
and still want to go, it's just like, well, I mean, why wait, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's
different.
curing the hangover too.
It's like, I mean, I began to start drinking in the morning and Adderall,
Oh wow.
bacon, egg, and cheese, smoking cigarettes, and then kind of off we go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't an everyday thing, but I mean, got to the point where the only functional day for me was like a Wednesday for like 4 hours. And then the rest was either kind of coming down or having to build back up sort of situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Comes a job.
It's exactly right. But I mean, I think it's also I thought it held all of my joy, my personality. I thought it was, I mean,
Because you kind of got rewarded for it too.
Yeah, but
some
I
way.
was
Like,
fun. And,
Yeah,
but I
you
mean,
were
it
fun
was,
and you were doing your job. And that's, you know, most people, like, if you're not doing your job and making money, then your
That's-
life's falling apart. You're an alcoholic.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I think that a lot of the part that I could get away with was if I were so public about it and letting people know, and my bosses knew that I'm like doing coke all the time, drinking all the time, then I don't have a problem. It's when you hide it.
Oh.
That was my.
So you were kind of just, this is who I am.
That was my logic. I was one of the special people who could get away with it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like, lived
and
a
you
life that-
probably wore a suit. You kind of looked like you were together.
Oh no, I didn't like that. No,
No.
I was pretty much dressed like you all the time, but like sloppier. No,
This is from the gym, by the way. I came here from the gym.
That's how you
because I
dress.
came
It's
late.
not.
That's why.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, because this is the thing too, which I was never on camera and in movies. I'm not in television shows. I'm not working with A-list actors. So, I mean, it's just, I can't imagine that that's something, that's got to be its own drug in its own way, right? When you're getting that success fairly early, right? And
it wasn't that early. I mean, it was like 12 years in.
It was 12 years? Oh, okay.
I was like 12 years in doing it.
But it's happening.
But yeah, it's happening. And it's fun. And it's exciting.
Right.
And, you know, you're going to Sundance, you're drinking, you're meeting so-and-so, you're having drinks with this one, you're a famous person from movies and television. Like, it's very, very exciting.
And you're you, too, at the same time.
And I'm
Because,
me.
I mean, you're like, you have that natural charm that I think people are drawn to. I mean, it's just like, well, I mean, it's that Staten Island fucking party promoter shit. Right, like, I mean, you don't have to say a word, and I think people get it, right? You know?
I think so, yeah. I'm the fun guy, you know what I mean? I was just fun and meeting all kinds of cool people and living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, you're not that fun, but I mean, we'll give you some credit on that. That's fine. But so that, like, success, and then do you have a particular moment where you're just like, oh, okay, now I got to stop? Was there like anything that happened in particular, was just like slow build like most people had at that point?
There was like 2011. I most of it had to do with being sick.
Okay.
Like hungover.
Right.
Really, really ill. Like till the neck for like 2 days, you know, vomiting and all of it. Like you just being sick. I think that's where I gotta stop this.
Right.
Happened a couple of times. I remember I went to an AA meeting in like 2010 where I got really sick, like just unimaginable hangover, like just waking up, you're in a desert in the Sahara, dead of water. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I got really sick and I went to an AA meeting and I was like, these people are whack. This guy's trying to fuck me. This one's a fucking weirdo. They took me out after, you know, and meanwhile, I'm like, I need to get sober. Right. And then, like, a month
Why
later,
did you go to AA?
Because I had a friend who was involved in AA, and I didn't think that I could quit, you know, and I quit for like month, couple of weeks, and then you know how it is. You just go back and, you know, you want to do it again.
You quit a month and you're fine, right? I mean,
you're fine. I did it.
Right.
I did a month. I'm good, you know?
Right. So you go to AA, think it's too weird.
Yeah.
But you stick with it, and then
I didn't stick with it that time.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't stick with it that time. Though.
Relapse, go back and forth.
I went there like you know, checking it out. You know, got myself sober for a month. I didn't go back to that meeting. It was weird. You know, I didn't like the people, and I had all kinds of excuses.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so how long after that did it kind of lock in for you?
Those things would, I didn't go to AA, but those kind of things would happen where I would get like really severely hungover and be like, I quit, I'm done, you know. And I would quit for a week, 2 weeks. And then it got to the point, like, it just got to the point where I could not, I was trying to get days, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I would try to like get days and I would cross off a day. And then it started getting like uncontrollable. And I was always like pretty disciplined.
Yeah.
And I also had this rule with myself, like I quit smoking. So I wouldn't smoke for like the last 3 years of sobriety, or whatever, 3 years of my drinking. I wouldn't smoke, but I only smoked when I drank, which was 5 days a week.
Sure.
And not only did I smoked like an addict, right? Like 20 something cigarettes a night.
Yeah.
So it just got worse and worse, and then I just couldn't, and I was the kind of guy that worked out. I like going to the gym, riding the bike, doing running, and I couldn't do it. Like I was just getting to the point, like just going because I have to go and just exhausted. And I was like, it just kept like, and then I found myself drinking like earlier in the day to clear hangovers, and I was like, this is, now we're getting, because my stepdad who raised me had a really bad problem with drinking. Now we're getting into alcoholic, quote unquote, alcoholic mode where I'm drinking in the morning and stuff like that. But I just couldn't control it. One day I would go, like Monday, you know, we were waiting for Monday for years. And not only that, but before that happened, I crossed the invisible line, which our sponsor has talked about, Josh has talked about. And the invisible line is Jameson.
Okay, got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once I crossed over to that Jameson, there was no coming back. My drinking just took a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like getting fucking demolished. But I was trying for Monday. Monday, I'm going to quit. And then I do Monday, Tuesday. I remember seeing on my calendar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Right.
maybe Thursday. But if not Thursday, if I was going out, because I was like, I'm better. I feel better. And then Thursday, I'm going out for a drink, and I would just fucking go. And I'd go hard. And then do the same thing all over until Monday.
All right. And then you finally quit, and was it like a year that you thought, okay, now I'm sober and this is working for me, or 6 months, or like how long did it take?
It took me a while, not gonna lie. And I still struggle with it.
Right.
I still struggle. I've been struggling, we're talking about my dog. Like, I still been struggling with, do I want to be sober?
Right.
Should I have a drink because I did my 10 years?
Yeah.
Like that. It's just, it's what I've been struggling a lot lately.
Yeah.
What was the question? I don't know.
The question
Yeah.
was, at what point did you know that you were like sober? And like,
I knew right away.
okay.
I had a meeting. I went to Birds one night, and this guy Christian that I knew he was sober. We started talking. The next day, right before my birthday, he called me at like noon and was like, I was like, ugh. And then he was like, I'm coming over. I'm taking you to a meeting.
Yeah. And which meeting did you go to?
Bliss. We went to the Bliss meeting, and we went to Bliss, and that was it. And he basically told me, you can either do this or, it's going to be really rough. And I made a decision, and I was like, meh.
Right.
I didn't have physical cravings.
Yeah.
I didn't have the physical thing, but I was just very much like, I'm doing it this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see, was there the change in how you kind of interacted with the world instantly?
No.
Were you ever, okay.
I wasn't happy.
Yeah. You weren't
I was actually mourning my old self.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
It was like the same thing that happened when I moved to LA. I was mourning my old self because I was like, that person's never coming back.
Right. And you liked that person.
And I liked that person.
Yeah.
I missed all that.
I get it.
I missed it. I missed it a lot.
Yeah.
Which, that hole that I have that I had and still have in my heart, like where it's, with being around people and all that, whatever that is. I don't go to therapy.
Yeah.
That hole came back.
Sure.
And that's where the dog helped a lot. Because that hole came back. I was just mourning my old self and like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to do that anymore.
Right. Yeah. And you needed something to fill it. And then.
Yeah.
And that was
my dog. And that was my dog who was like my sidekick, number one. You know what I mean? Like,
that's Boogie. Right?
That was Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you name her Boogie?
Jedi boogers.
Oh. All right.
But booger is it's like a bad connotation.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Boogie.
Yeah.
It was a cute name too.
Right.
I was like, oh, you're Boogie.
Yeah.
She was Booger. I was calling her Booger.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So then slowly, gradually, you get Boogie after 2 months, and then you get a year or whatever of sobriety.
Yeah.
Things start to. But you become a dog guy, basically, right?
Yeah, I became like the weird dog person. Like now I'm running with dogs, and I had a whole dog community where I live.
Sure.
I became friends with my friend Jan, Erica, Sherry O'Terry.
Yeah,
like these all became we became like a dog crew.
Sure.
So I had dog friends. I still have dog friends that we just roll at the park with every day. You know what I mean?
Did your dog friends replace your bar friends, do you think, a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely, they definitely replaced my bar friends.
Yeah.
My dog friends.
Got it. So, why have you had time to process all this? Because I think it was knowing you, and I think people who've watched this now for however long get this, right?
Yeah.
So Boogie dies. And again, like you text our little chain. I call you.
Yeah.
And I call you. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I think he's in a real bad way.
Yeah,
right.
I was in a terrible way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I don't know the protocol and this. And
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just going to talk to this guy and figure this stuff out.
Yeah, it was nice.
But,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I needed that.
Yeah. But I also remembered, and I just remembered this before I got here. Wasn't it like your cousin's dog that died too? And you were kind of busted up by that.
Yeah,
too.
my cousin Carissa's dog died. Selena died like in April of 23.
Right.
April 20th, 23. Don't ask me. I'm very good with dates and numbers, but I cannot. April 20th, 2023.
I mean, it's not a deposition. I mean, you're not being, it's fine.
No, but I'm saying I'm really good with numbers, but everything else is like,
yeah, I get it.
But that really fucked me up.
Well, that was, and I remembered that. And I remember telling you the story, because you had like a weird sort of self-conscious about just like, I don't know why this dog, it's not even my dog, but I don't know why I'm getting so busted up by it. And I was explaining to you that there was this story that I read by this writer named Roger Angel. He was a New Yorker writer for a long period of time. And he wrote this essay about kind of growing older and how it was tough to kind of just, you lose a lot of people along the way. That's one of the curses of kind of living to, he was like 93 at the time. And he was going into this description about that he had a daughter in 50s or 60s who had like died by suicide.
Oh, God.
And he was trying to processing that grief, but he was a dog person and he had his pet dog like soon after that. He lived in Manhattan. There was a thunderstorm. The dog got startled, jumped out the window, right, and passed away.
Oh,
and
God.
he was saying that, he and his wife were in the bathtub with this dog, stroking it, and they just bawled like for hours and hours and hours. And he described it in this very lovely way, which was just like, this dog cut us loose from all that other stuff, like processing his daughter and all the death. Like it just allowed that.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how I was telling you that story when, your cousin's dog died, because you were just like, why am I so fucked up with this? But you had your dad, I think at that point, you were still in the midst of it.
Yeah.
And did you feel that way this time around with Boogie, that it was just like, oh, this is reaching into just like some of the stuff that's in my bones that I haven't had access to. And this dog kind of opened this up for me.
I think so.
Yeah.
I also think so. I also think when you have a dog or an animal that you have to take care of, it's it sounds crazy, but it's like different than a parent, right?
Yeah.
Or something, because
That
it's like
makes
it's
sense.
more of like a child.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have children. I know it sounds fucking weird.
Doesn't.
And some people are like, oh, it's a dog. I get it. Like 'cause I used to be the same way.
Right.
But it's more like, I've had to take care of, and I had to take care of Selena, my cousin's dog too.
Yeah.
There's also an innocence that's there.
Right,
Like they can't, they could only kind of look at you with their eyes, and you're always kind of like trying to figure out what's going on, or you need anything, or you're hungry or thirsty, and you can't you can't express to your dog like I love you like you would be able to with a parent or a loved one or something, or a person, like I love you. You can't say it, and the dog can't say things back, right? So
But
there's
you know it, right?
But you know
I
it,
mean,
right.
But you also have to kind of form that bond in like a different way than you do with the human. And I think most of that just comes from taking care of it, right?
And taking care of it.
Yeah.
And there's unconditional love that's with
And that
you all
in
the
turn
time.
kind of helps you, right?
And it helps you. It helps me. Like it helps me to take care of it, and it helps me to like, take her for a walk and do all this stuff. And it's like that whole chapter of the 10 years that my dog was with me, that whole chapter is gone.
Right.
And I didn't know I had, because for my dog, she was older. The last year was really tough, so I would have to take extra care of her. she would poop and pee everywhere. I had diapers, and then she started getting dementia. It was a job. But I was also like, my dog's quality of life is good. I'm not putting my dog, I wasn't like the crazy, with a dog. But she was okay. You know, so I would deal with it. So I was even more taken care of. And, when I brought her to the park, she wasn't able to walk. So I just really have to hold her and take care of her everywhere. We went almost like a baby, you know what I mean? Like, it just even got more. Well, sure.
That's the thing. I was just like, why do you think you were willing to do that for that dog when it was tough for you to do that for people yourself for so long, right? I mean, were you surprised that you had that sort of ability to do that? I mean,
no, it was like a gradual thing, you know what I mean? It was like, I'm not, I love this animal more than most people, you know, and I'm just going to, I'm not going to let her just go out like that. Like, I'm going to give her a life. And it's also like you kind of said, and I don't know anything else, but like a rescue, right? So she was in a bad situation before I got her. The lady gave her up. So I always knew that she had this thing where, like, the abandoned thing, she barked for like 5 months before. So I felt really bad and guilty about that. So I think that even brought even more into taking care of my animal and all that,
Yeah. Do you think that if you didn't adopt the dog, what your life would be like? Do you have any sort of sense of like, oh, this dog gave me some sort of stability that I was like, needed just as much as I needed meetings or like,
I don't think there'd be as much depth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would just love as much.
That's crazy.
I've never loved like that.
Yeah.
I never had a child, I've never loved like that. And that's just a love that I've never tapped into.
That's crazy.
That I tapped into.
But I mean, normal. And I think, very, I mean, I think that's, I always have, there's another friend of mine named Kevin, who is also like a dog person, been sober for 40 years, something like that. And, has had numerous dogs throughout his life. And he had one a few years ago that he called like the love of his life. That was
soul dog.
17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like a biter. Like, I mean, just like, a dog that nobody wanted. And, he knew that was his dog though. Right. And that was his purpose, right?
Yeah.
Was this dog. And, towards the end, it was just, he's like, I'm basically carrying this dog out to the snow to go to the bathroom. And like, I'm doing everything possible.
Yeah.
But he also got to a point where it's just like, oh man, I realize that I'm being very selfish here. Right. And I've got to let this dog go.
Yeah. He's just kind of, he's just effed up.
But he was also like, and I am still, and he would say this like kind of 3 months after the fact. It's just like, I am still on the floor sobbing every night in a way that never happened to me before.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing he was talking about. It's just like, okay, when you, and I always say this when I had children, but I can equate it to my dogs in a weird way too. Is like you kind of grow this second heart that wasn't really there.
Yeah.
And you're capable of doing before.
Yeah.
And, there is something very powerful and spiritual with an animal that, I mean, I have a different relationship with my dogs than I do with like my wife and children, obviously, but there's something stronger spiritually, I think, with my animals.
Yeah.
That I have.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and the spirituality came from sobriety. So, I mean, that's why they're kind of like tied together for me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they're spiritual beings. I definitely think. And I think that goes for a lot of animals too. I mean, dog's man's best friend,
Right. But you're not you've since I've known you in sobriety too, I mean, you've struggled with the higher power God thing a lot, right?
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of people kind of really find that other love from, that love for yourself and things like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, why can't your dog be your higher power in some ways? If you, I mean,
yeah,
it's not a bad thing. I almost like, I recognize that there is something that my dogs bring out of me in a way that I get frustrated with my animals more than I do with my children.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And because, and my dad used to say this, like, kind of growing up, where he would be hard on me because he would see, like, you know, my worst kind of behaviors be reflections of his own defects and flaws.
Right.
I see that in my dog, especially my older one.
You
Like
do?
when I'm walking, well, because he's anxious, he's skittish, acts like just strange dog around people. But I'm like, I get, you know, he'll just like freak out at other dogs, and they're just like, you know, is he safe? And I'm like, yeah, he's just anxious. He's not a biter. He's not going to attack anybody. But, and I get extra mad at the dog because I'm just like, oh, well, that's how I behave too.
God.
This is pretty much
Not
this
your children, but the dog.
Yeah, this dog is taking on personality traits that I just despise in myself.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, really hard on, like, I mean, Pizza is a little pug. And
Yeah,
you've met Pizza, right? I mean,
best name.
So they're their own animals, right? But Nesta, you know, and is so tied to my sobriety. Right.
Yeah. What kind of dog?
It's a lab shepherd.
Oh yeah.
Mutt sort of.
Yeah.
Garbage
Mutt's
farm
the best
dog,
because,
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, 50 pounds looks like it's clearly got like a pit bull hind legs, and then shepherd, and then some sort of Chihuahua happening at the same time. But
Everything's a Chihuahua. Everything's a
yeah,
Chihuahua.
what an awful day for that Chihuahua, wherever it was. But I mean, so the, you know, that dog is so much more than a pet to me. I mean, this was like this transformative spiritual recovery moment for me.
Yeah.
That this dog's magical to me, right? And also, obviously, I get frustrated by it. We're just like, you know, that's just chill out. I don't want to act this way anymore. You shouldn't act this way either.
Yeah.
But, so I don't like to even think about what the age number is creeping up on, because I'm like, I'm going to lose a part of me.
Yeah.
That same thing you were talking about, where it's just like, this is this version of me that's been really good.
Yeah.
I've been a changed person because of this dog in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose that as much as I didn't like losing, you know, the drunk asshole guy that I was hanging on to like the whole time. But yeah, so I mean, I am 100% convinced that so many people that are in recovery have that same sort of relationship with their pets, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
especially in LA too.
Especially in
where
LA.
people don't. I mean, you have a family, but a lot of people don't have.
No. I've seen you at the dog park. I mean, I know what sort of gang that is. Just like, but the, you know, what can you? Why you are you rescuing officially? Taking on Charlie, this other dog, at this point, or no?
Yeah, so I'm fostering. It's been 7 weeks right now since my dog Boogie died, and I've just been, you know, I have Noodles. Noodles is my baby too. She's a Chihuahua, 15 pound, 17, 18, 19 pound fat Chihuahua. Yeah, and I just been having this hole in my heart, and you know, the Instagram's listening to me, so I just started following rescues and somehow getting involved in like rescues and helping animals find homes and that kind of thing. And there was this German Shepherd that, you know, somebody found in Compton, an old boy, and, you know, he was starving, and, you know, I'm not giving myself a pat on the back or anything, but who's going to want an old German Shepherd,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like he's all beat up and stuff. So I took him. I took him. What was that? What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Yeah, I took him like 8 days ago.
We'll check it later.
I don't think he's going anywhere though.
Why?
Because he's like attached to me now, and I'm like attached to him, and I'm like, and Noodles wasn't happy at first. She's still a little bit not happy. She wants to be top bitch,
Right.
But I'm very good with Noodles. But it's like this whole dynamic in the house. My dog Noodles is very sensitive. Like if you ever meet her, you'll be like, holy shit, is this this dog like a person or something?
Yeah.
But I think he's just very innocent. He needs a place. He's old. He's like 10 or 11 maybe.
Yeah.
They don't know. But he was starving. He was malnourished.
Right.
He's got calluses all over his elbows from being on the concrete. Like the shit that's going on with dogs in LA isn't talked about. It's ugly. But there's a lot of not only neglect but abuse that's happening. That's a whole other podcast. But he just needs a place to chill, and he's very, very sweet, very gentle. He gets along good with Noodles coming at him. He's happy to be there, and he's eating. I'm just seeing the progress of him, and I'm giving him a pretty decent life. You know, dog treats, bone. He's just he's doing good. So if I could help, it actually helps me. It's actually helped me a lot with because I had my dog who was a senior dog for a couple of years. And so he's a senior dog and, he's going to decline, but that's okay.
Sure.
But if I could help him and give him a good send off and get his life,
give him a good life for as long as he's here.
Give him a good life, and I enjoy him. He's just really good. He's just kind of filled my heart up, as silly as that sounds.
No, it doesn't sound silly at all.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that he chose a senior dog. Right? Because, do you equate that to anything in particular?
I think just because maybe, I look at things differently, than most people. Like most people would go for the puppy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I get it. I would too. But also a dog who doesn't have, an ugly dog who doesn't have old, there's old black dogs, pit bulls. They don't get any play,
No, I'm
too.
on there, sometimes when I fall down a rescue hall when, reels will serve it up for me.
That's what I do, man.
And I'm like, give me the one with, 3 legs.
Right.
Blind.
Yeah.
And,
It's just having I know the puppies are going to get adopted. I know the cute ones are going to
that's the thing. But, I always sit there because, and stare at those because I'm like, well, that's where I'm useful, right? That's where I can actually just, love these very neglected dogs because that was the shit that I needed, right?
Because you were an underdog.
That's fucking right.
I'm living in LA. As much as success I've had, I've been an underdog, still an underdog. Right. So I understand. I think, you too, we just understand that it's not all fucking great all the time. And I'm not pretending like it is either, but everybody's an underdog at some, but I don't know. I think just having a dog or whatever, especially me having an older dog, just kind of gave me compassion, I guess, for what that.
Yeah, because you don't normally have that with people.
No. Fuck them.
But that's good that these dogs in your life have cracked you open in a way that weren't able to do with any sort of human relationship, at least up to that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
No,
dude.
thanks,
I really
AJ.
appreciate it.
Yeah. If you could adopt a dog or something, I always tell people take care of an animal.
Right.
If you want to take care in your lifetime, take care of an animal. You be responsible, not mom and dad. And also this thing in LA where people well, the landlord said I can't. You just get get a card that says you're demented or you got PTSD or something, and then you get to bring the animal in and you don't have to pay anything. Yeah. So I always say go to the shelter. East Valley Animal Shelter is a great place. There's so many dogs on death row every day. It fucking sucks. Anyway,
Those fucking suck. Thanks for
Yeah.
ending on a high note. Appreciate that,
sorry
man.
about
Yeah,
that.
no worries. It was great. Thanks, you both.
yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Sleep with me.